my beauties. So I just wanted to get on here because it's been a very long time, a couple of months actually, since I've posted anywhere, other than like sharing stuff. But I wanted to explain why I've been missing, because I know at the beginning of the year, January, I was coming in hot, y'all. Like I was inspired, was determined. My inspiration came from one of my favorite content creators, Miss Monet McMichael, or Monet Monte. I love her, and one thing she said that she did was about a year ago. She just balls to the wall, started just pushing out content, and I'm so proud to see like where she's come, how far she's come. So that inspired me to do the same. So January, I was coming in hot. I was putting out stuff weekly. Woo, feeling it. And then also too, I decided that I was really going to take seriously my health journey. My friend brought it to my attention. Well, hey, Nita, she knows, Nita's my girl, that I need to lose weight. But she wasn't rude, so I want to stop anybody who's like, oh, she wasn't rude. She was very, very, and one thing I know and I learned, and I'm learning, when you know people are there for you and they care about you, when they say when they speak truths, you don't take it personally because you know their heart. And that's my girl Nita. On top of my family been telling me for years, you know? But with that being said, so I started intermittent fasting. I was, changed the way I was eating. Like I was really going to it. So y'all, let me tell y'all, I had scheduled my physical for February 3rd. So I went in, and this is a transparency video. At my heaviest, I was 410 pounds. I know. Yeah, she's a big beauty. When I went to my physical on February 3rd, I was 397, so I lost some weight. So I was geeked. I was like, it's working. I'm so excited. And for those of you who don't know, when you do your physical, it's really more so you sit down and talk to your doctor any issues you have, and then you do more. It's more so based on your labs. So you go lab work, which is blood. Did the lab work the 3rd, which was a Friday in February. That Saturday, my lab work came back. That's when ish got real. And I get a phone call, and the phone call is from the nurse, one of the nurses that I'm with Kaiser, and she calls to tell me that my diabetes is way out of control, and so much so that it's affecting my kidneys. So we're gonna flag on the play real quick. When she said that, I zoned out to like, it was like a brick wall. I smacked right into it because she was talking to me as if I've been diabetic this whole time. Unbeknownst to her, this is the first time I'm hearing this diagnosis. So I like black out for a second. The reason for this is because I don't talk about her a lot, but my mom, she has passed away. She this year makes 17 years. My mother passed away from complications from diabetes. Yeah. And I unfortunately been borderline diabetic for a while. And like most people, I'm guilty of this. You don't take it seriously. At least I didn't. I've been pre-diabetic for minimally 10 years. And you just never think it's going to catch up to you. Well, on February 4th, it caught up to me. And so I had to stop her and express to her, ma'am, you are talking to me as if I've been a diabetic. If you go look back at my charts, you will see that this is a new diagnosis. So can we please change the language to that of someone who this is the first time they're being diagnosed? She did not know, because a lot of times too, because of my size and my weight, I'm prejudged. People judge me. I'm profiled because they assume because you are fat that you are automatically a diabetic, that you automatically have hypertension, that you already have high cholesterol, which up until this point, I've just been borderline. And I've had PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome. So anywho, so she apologizes like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And then she needs to send a note to my doctor. That's the Saturday. Sunday, no, she calls me back and she lets me know she did put a note to the doctor. He's going to get in contact with me. And I'm going to be hearing from a diabetic nurse. So I'm like, okay. And I still am freaking out a little bit about the kidneys. And the reason I'm freaking out with the kidneys is because the diabetes diagnosis didn't freak me out so much because I knew that I did this. My choices led to this. This is the consequences of my actions. And I'm going to pay the piper. The thing that took me for a loop or smacked the wind out of my solar plex was the kidney part. And that's because my biological father, I have polycystic ovarian syndrome. He has polycystic kidney syndrome. And his was to the point where he had to be on dialysis for years. And then he finally got a kidney transplant. That scared me because never in a million years did I fathom or imagine that this would be affecting my kidneys. I didn't think that that was a possibility. I thought, yeah, diabetes, you know, but diabetes is not a life sentence. I mean, a death sentence, you know? So anywho, so my mind is not where it should be. You know what I'm saying? So anywho, Sunday comes around. So now I get phone calls. Now the diabetic nurse calls me. She's just giving me very pleasant. All the people that I spoke to were absolutely professional, very pleasant. But she's, you know, I'm just getting crammed and hit left and right with information. Like, you need to take this, you got to do this, the doctor put in this order for the glucose meter so you can monitor your glucose. You got to be put on an increase of my medicine that I'm on, which is metformin. All this stuff is coming at me, and I still have yet to process it. The thing about me, I am a process thinker, which means you give me information, I have to process this information, said information, and then once it's processed, I can then understand, have a better grasp of it. But with this, I'm getting hit with so much so fast, and it's not allowing me, my brain won't allow me to get a grasp of my reality. You know what I'm saying? And so I broke. Mentally, I broke. Like, I was trying to keep it together, but I was freaking out. And I had tunnel vision. And tunnel vision was just like my kidney. In my mind, I heard my kidneys are failing. And I got to be on dialysis. That's what I heard. That's not what was told to me, but that's what my mind was not processing. So anywho, then I'm told, again, more phone calls, new appointments I got to get made. I'm freaked. Like, I'm not handling this really well. My friend Nita, who I talk about a lot, she's telling me I'm freaking out, and I'm just like, and then I'm irritated. I'm lashing out. Like, it was a lot. So anywho, so for the rest of February, I needed time to process it all. And so I take the time that I need to process, to get myself together, to understand, to grasp it. In the processing phase that I was going through, I decided I didn't want to tell my family or everyone. I only told a select few people because I didn't want people to worry. And I know in my heart of hearts that when people care about you and they love you, they're going to worry anyway. So I knew I wasn't trying to eliminate the worry. I was just trying to make sure that once I provided them with this new, you know, my new reality, I wanted to be like, so I was diagnosed with diabetes, but this is what I've been doing to keep it under control and how I'm handling. I've been doing XYZ. I've been doing it instead of coming to them. Tell me if this makes sense. Instead of coming to them with so I just got diagnosed and they're telling me I got to do it and I don't have a plan. So I wanted to semi have a plan that was already in the works. So, because in my mind, that would lessen the worry. So that's what I was going to do. So that's what I did. So February goes. I'm getting together towards the end of February. Once I got a handle, I want to say I got a handle on it around like right before my niece's birthday. My niece's birthday was on the 22nd. So I kind of got a handle around it around that time where I was like, okay. And with help with that, a big help from my processing this information was, I have a cousin named Camille. Hey girl. I called her to get some advice, and she gave me some of the best advice. So one of the things she did tell me was, you know, she was like, oh, I'm so sorry that this happened. First thing out her mouth, Shantae, this is not a death sentence. And you know, that made me calm. I knew that, but hearing someone say it, you know, reassured me. The next thing she said was, give yourself time. Give yourself time, which is again processing, and fully be aware that you don't have to have everything in order. You don't have to have an answer for everything. You don't have to figure out everything. Allow yourself time to get stuff together. And those three things were extremely helpful. And then the next thing that she told me, which was very, very helpful for when I would reveal or tell people my truth, which was have the mindset. She told me, have the mindset that though people love you and they care about you, they're not going to be as sensitive and as comforting as you need them to be. And it's not because they don't care. It's not because they don't like you or they love you and they want to be malicious. It's just because, unfortunately, that is just how, you know, people handle things. And that was so helpful. And the funny thing about it is, and it's kind of like full circle moment, because I was one of those people when it came to my cousin, when she would get sick and stuff like that. I was very hard on her. And that was stemming from my mother's loss with her diabetes. And it was just coming from a place of fear. Like, I don't want to lose my cousin. So I was very angry and stuff like that. And so now the shoe is on the other foot and it is different. And so, yes. So speaking to her, and so Camille, if I know I've told you this, but I'm saying it to you again. Thank you so, so, so much. Like, you helped me a lot. And then I told my family, you know, I haven't told everyone, but I will eventually. I told the ones closest to me. They now know. And I was pleasant. I was expecting disappointment. I was expecting lectures and it wasn't like I wasn't deserving of it. Like I said, my actions led me to this, but I didn't get that. I got support. I got understanding. Even from my brother, who is that's my dude. My brother's my guy. And he's tough. My brother is very tough on me, and I wouldn't want it any other way, because his toughness on me is going to just make me better. He was even like, okay, this is what we got, what we doing. And so I was pleasantly surprised, right? And it just made everything much easier. So anywho, yeah. So what I have learned, and the way that the first thing that I've learned was, it's just ironic that I made this massive change in the beginning, yet unbeknownst that this was going to be this was coming down the pipeline. And so up until this point, and my story with my weight has been tumultuous. Like, it's up, down, tried this, tried that, wasn't successful, didn't give it my all the things that you go through when you're trying to lose weight. And a big part of that too is I was doing it for the wrong reasons. A big motivating factor for me to lose weight was companionship. I can't tell you guys how many countless times I've been with people, and you think that this is going to go somewhere, but it's only physical. And it's not because you're not good enough. It's not because you're not pretty enough. It's because you're fat. And I have two stomachs, and I ain't that cute fat, the thick fat, the girl with the, Coke bottle. I have two stomachs. I have nositol, as Martin say, no ocitol, and I have quarterback shoulders, but it's cool, but that's just my body. And it's unfortunately not beautiful to everybody. And so I run into that a lot when it comes to companionship. So my mind was like, in order for me to get companionship, I need to lose weight. And so that's probably why I've been so unsuccessful. Another thing is to stop the comments of, when you're going to lose weight, you're getting too fat, da 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 da. So if I stop the comments, maybe that would. Again, unsuccessful because wrong reasons. Now, with this diagnosis, my perspective has changed. And I'm now doing it because I want to be here. I want to be healthy. And one thing I was told about my diagnosis, I forget which one I have, type 1, type 2. I don't have juvenile diabetes, obviously. I was diagnosed when I was 34. everyone's told me pretty much is my weight. So I'm not on insulin. I'm on pills twice a day. I have to stick, you know, check my sugar twice a day. My sugars for the most part have been great. So I can leave myself of this diagnosis, losing weight and changing my lifestyle. So that's what your girl's going to do. Okay. And then the last thing is, so now that gets me to March. Got myself together. Yay, I did it. Woody, woody, woo. You know, I'm killing it, doing what I'm supposed to do. Then the heifer gets sick. Y'all, I was sick for 2 weeks. I don't know. And if you can see as I'm recording, I'm coughing still. My throat is still a little raw. I'm still congested. I don't know what's going on. So I'm still, the remnants of it is dwindling away. So, but I say all that to say, guess who's back? Back again. Tay is back with content. He's Eminem. You get it. Yeah. Anywho, I'm back. So yeah, back, fresh, motivated. So yeah, you know, and if you have any advice, and to my diabetic beauties out there, or any of you have any illness, let's do this together. Another thing a beautiful thing came out of this is my sister. She has lupus, and I have been empathetic. No, I've been sympathetic, and slightly empathetic, but I don't know what it's like to have a chronic disease. Now I do, and so it's brought us closer together. We are talking more. We're bonding over it. So, yeah. So, anywho, all of us out there, let's do this together. Let's go. As Tony Baker's late son said, let's go. Let's do this. Hey, Tony. So, anywho, that is my life update. And I'm excited. And I hope you guys can tell. So, check out for some content. Let me know if you guys want any like health updates. So yeah, until then, remember, true beauty is limitless. Stay beautiful and be kind. See y'all.